Tempest Rising, official gameplay overview trailer. I'm very curious about this game. Of course, Command & Conquer.
Hello, and welcome to Tempest Rising.
Yeah.
A love letter to the golden era of classic RTS games.
Mainly Command & Conquer.
Updated for today's players with high-fidelity visuals and aggressive, pulse-pounding gameplay.
Okay. Story. The music is really
Tempest
good.
Rising takes place in a fictionalized version of 1997 in an alternate timeline where the Cuban Missile Crisis ended in disaster.
Oh, okay.
From the irradiated ashes of the nuclear fallout, bloomed a flower with small red leaves bearing fruit and holding enormous potential. This would become known as the Tempest.
Oh, sorry, the Tempest. Two factions,
the world of Tempest Rising is centered on a globe-spanning conflict between two factions, the Global Defense Force and the Tempest Dynasty.
Unreal.
Forged
GDF,
as an
sorry, not
alliance
GDI.
between the United States, Canada, and Western Europe. The GDF are specialists in peacekeeping and information warfare, and prioritize surveillance
a bit of like generals
and crowd
in this,
control in their tactical approach. Their adversaries are the Tempest Dynasty, a collective of Eastern European and Asian countries that specialize in aggression, map control, and risk-reward strategy.
A bit kind of like
always
generals.
willing to take one hit to give two back to their enemies.
Gotcha. Also, the Harvester is split into 4. Interesting.
As the commander, you will take control of the faction of your choice in your quest to control the Tempest, conquer the globe, and decimate your opposition in either one of two action-packed, story-driven single-player campaigns, each with 11 missions.
Okay.
Or against the other players in competitive multiplayer.
What's up? Oh no!
Or against bots in skirmish mode. Both multiplayer and
game,
skirmish mode include 9 different maps for up to 4 players to team up or battle in all-out free-for-all warfare.
Yeah.
One of the main components to
battlefield
domination in Tempest Rising is your ability to manage and control the Tempest. In addition to building your army and defending your starting base, you'll have to expand your reach across the map to gather resources as your harvesters temporarily deplete your initial sources of Tempest, leading to inevitable conflict in your quest to control the map. Each faction plays asymmetrically, with various counters built into their playstyle.
Makes sense.
The Dynasty, for instance, can make quick work of GDF troops with multiple units capable of deploying fire, melting through GDF armor in seconds. Additionally, they can increase their production speed substantially by activating distribution mode, accelerating unit production at the cost of structural damage.
Oh, interesting. That's
cool. The Dynasty can even deploy the salvage van, enabling the mobile repair of vehicles and deploying into a cannon-mounted forward base, allowing for the additional construction of new buildings.
Oh, really? You can also build when you have that deployed? That's interesting.
Meanwhile, the GDF can leverage crowd control capabilities to prevent Dynasty aggression, such as the careful application of drones from afar, locking off choke points with mines, or executing clandestine operations to deal critical damage to Dynasty structures and defenses.
With the pads.
And both factions feature various specialists to further customize, challenge, and reward your wartime prowess.
So you get your heroes, you get your special weapons, nukes and stuff.
Tempest Rising launches April 24th on Steam. Those who pre-order the deluxe edition will receive 7 days of advanced access, giving players an early glimpse at the global conflict and the secrets that lie beneath the roots of the growing Tempest. Welcome to Tempest Rising. Get ready to fight like hell.
Couple of things. Construction yard camo skin, in-game UI selection frames. 7-day, I don't know what this is, 7-day early unlock. Okay, cool. So a couple of things. Number one, I'm a huge fan of Command & Conquer, of course. Red Alert, you know, all the works. Not a huge fan of the latest ones. Of course, Command & Conquer 4, nobody likes that one. But even like Red Alert 3, I'm not a huge fan. I feel like they went way too far off with it. Like they went off the deep end, man. Like it's finished. Red Alert started like a bit like it was fairly serious. They're gonna be like quirky in the second one. Third one it was like they lost the plot basically. It's like it was just wacky shit happening. That's my opinion on it, of course. And Command and Conquer 4, well, no comment. I really enjoy stuff like the Command and Conquer Tiberial Ti Tiberian Tiberium Tiberian Dawn. What the hell was it? The second one there, the second game, which was kind of like I really liked. What I really liked about the second game was that it was like very dark. It was so depressing. It was setting in this future like everything's destroyed, and it was horrible. And yeah, like fucking mutants running around, and your units are like super weird, like ghosts and shit. And then Command and Conquer 3 came out, that one kind of like dialed it up, kind of like dialed it back a bit. Like the world wasn't as destroyed anymore. It depended on the zones that you're in. The gameplay was really good. The expansion came out where I feel like Command and Conquer 2 was very experimental. Command and Conquer 3 they went back to like Command and Conquer 1, and then Kane's Wrath was it? They went back to experimental again, and like again they brought back mechs and like well they had something in 3 too, but like it wasn't like too many of them. They brought out like crazy mechs and like the crazy experimental units and whatnot, and that was like really cool. And I think that like a lot of people consider maybe like the third Tiberium Wars was it? Shit, I don't remember the names. Tiberium Dawn. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like consider the third expansion, the third game with the expansion to be one of like the best gameplay wise. I think it's still like played competitively to this day. But my personal opinion, the game itself, the feeling, the single player, the story was the second, Tiberian Dawn. I think that's what it's called. Um, with that said, with that said, the graphics in this game remind me a lot of like Red Alert 3, like very like blocky. They look like toys. Like with the colors, they look like they're actually like toys or like a Lego set or something, which doesn't mean anything because there was more problems than just the graphics in Red Alert 3. In my case, you might love it, you might think it's the best game ever. That's cool. Again, not the biggest fan. So the graphics are. Then again, this is like not bad. This is like very like white, I guess. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I don't know, just like a lot of colors in some of these shots where I'm like, okay. Again, these like multiplayer colors, that's fine. But I don't know. Some of the shots kind of like left me like, I don't know, man. But then again, when you zoom out, it looks kind of great. I see like the vehicles are like blocks. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's maybe just the engine. I don't know. Also, the camera feels like it's really zoomed in for some reason. I don't know. Point being, I feel like what I want to say is that it takes a lot more than just having like modern combat in an RTS setting to call it Command and Conquer or to be true to that feeling. Command and Conquer was a lot of things, it was a lot of combinations into one. It was lighting in a bottle. Everything just worked. I'm thinking of something like I don't know if you guys know about like what is it, Mighty Number Nine? It's kind of like that Mega Man clone where the creator of the original Mega Man, or was it X? I don't remember. Created like another game because the studio didn't want to make any more Mega Man games. He created his own game, and the game, when you look at it, it looks very much like Mega Man. You're like, oh crap, like this looks like a adaptation of the real game. It looks really good, but nobody likes it because it plays nothing like a Mega Man, and the feeling is nothing like Mega Man, right? The game looks like Mega Man, but man, it ain't Mega Man. That's what I hope. I hope this is not the case for this game. I hope it doesn't just like look like Command and Conquer, and then you actually play it, and it's like, oh, actually, no, this game is kind of trash. Actually, like it has nothing to do with Command and Conquer, like the feeling of it, right? But then again, I didn't play this game. I want to play it. I want to see the reviews. I want to see what people are saying. If people are saying that this is like right Command and Conquer, it feels just the same. I'm definitely gonna play it because I'm definitely gonna buy it and play it because I I need a Command and Conquer game in my life. I haven't had one in years, right? Overly like negative thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm being so negative. I hope we're not getting duped. But again, I'm sure this was like in early access and people played it, and I gotta read the reviews. If people are saying this is like really good, and it plays like Command and Conquer and it feels like Command and Conquer, then I'm definitely down for it. I just hope that's the case. But yeah, it looks a bit blocky, but it looks good. It's an RTS. It's uh it's slightly futuristic. It's exactly what we're looking for, right? Anyways, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Peace.